We're talking today with Mr. Ed Wikander of Muskegon, Michigan. The interviewer is James Smither of the Grand Valley State University Veterans History Project. Now, Mr. Wikander, can you start by giving us a little bit of background on yourself? Where and when were you born?
Okay, I was born in Detroit, 1915.
And what did your family do? What did your father do for a living?
He was an engineer down in Murray Valley, Detroit. He and my mother were separated when I was just 17.
No.
We moved to Muskegon with my mother, with her dad, my grandpa.
All right. And so that would have been about 1932 or so?
1917.
Not when you were 17, but in 1917.
1917.
Okay. So when you were just 2 years old.
My mother was separated.
Right.
My
Okay.
sister was born in Muskegon.
Okay. So basically you grew up in Muskegon then?
My brother and I were born in Detroit. I was raised in Muskegon.
Right. Okay.
Then I went to Muskegon High School, graduated in 1934. During the Depression, things were bad. My mother with the 3 kids, so I joined the Navy.
Okay. Now, why did you choose the Navy?
Because if I'm going to die, I'm going to die where it's nice and wet. So foxholes, so sometimes they dig yourself a hole.
Okay. Now, and what did your mother think of that decision?
She didn't much to say because I was pretty. When I was 19, I was pretty well established.
Right.
I didn't want her to take care of me. She had enough trouble with 3 kids to do it with her dad. So
right.
I did that. Then I graduated in 34. I joined the Navy. Went down to Detroit and took the exam. I was one of 16 out of 72 that was taken that day.
Okay.
Because of my attitude, my test and stuff. I come home. That was in June of 34. 1935, I got a letter. If I want to still join the Navy, go on down to Detroit.
Okay. Now, what did you do in between?
Worked at Anaconda Wire Company. And then I got a letter that if I still want to join the Navy, go on down. So I went. They were taking 72 from the state of Michigan. Back in those days, you only had one place, Detroit recruiting office. So I went down there and they was taking 72. No, it was taking 16. I was one of the 16 out of 72.
Right.
I took the exam, the code.
Right.
So I took the exam, passed it, and I went right to Norfolk, Virginia boot camp that same day. Then I went back home again.
All right. Now, how did you get down to Norfolk?
To Norfolk?
Yeah.
Well, going by train.
Okay. Did you hitchhike down to Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so they put you on a train, they send you down to Norfolk. Okay. Was that the first long train trip you'd ever taken?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And how long did it take to get you down there?
Overnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, was it a troop train?
No,
just regular passenger train.
Yep.
So there was just a few of you coming down from Detroit to go
16.
down there? Okay, just the 16.
Yep.
All right.
Then I went through boot camp in Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay. Now, what did they have you do in boot camp?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So
just marching every day. We march.
Marching and discipline.
Yep.
Okay. Now, did you adjust pretty well to that? Did you learn to follow orders?
I was always a much of a homebody anyway. And so I took that, graduated from there, went to ordnance school in San Diego to be an aviation oarsman. So I ended up being a battleship man. So I worked right aboard the USS Tennessee.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about the training you had in San Diego first.
I was in school.
Yeah.
I got aviation ordnance school.
And what did you learn to do there?
Torpedoes and bombs and stuff for planes.
Right. So you're just working with the munitions and that kind of thing. Okay.
There was the idea of going to water
Aircraft carrier.
So what do you end up with a battleship?
All right.
So you never get what you want.
Okay. Now, and then what ship did they assign you to?
USS Tennessee.
All right. Could tell us about the Tennessee.
Tennessee was a battle wagon. 624 feet long, 97 feet 6 inches wide, 32,000 ton displacement.
And how old was she?
Oh man.
World War I?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an older battleship, and one of the ones that winds up at Pearl Harbor in 1941.
She was in Pearl Harbor.
Yes, she was at Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I was there. I left her just before Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
I left her in July of 41.
All right. Well, what did you think when you first saw the ship?
Ah! They say what the size of a battleship is.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they tell you that. Of course, I'm sitting on the dock. She was awful small out there, couple hundred years apart. So the closer I got to that ship, holy smokes, I couldn't leave my division for 2 days.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
Now, had you ever been out at sea before?
No,
Okay.
oh yeah, from Norfolk to,
Norfolk.
Norfolk from San Diego.
Okay. So Norfolk to San Diego, you went by ship?
Yeah, from Norfolk, yeah,
Okay.
down through the canal.
All right. And do you remember going through the Panama Canal?
Oh, do I? I caught hell for it.
Why is that?
I took some pictures of the canal
Oh.
in the photographer.
Mm-hmm.
No more of this stuff. Because some military stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it was built by France.
Well, it was mostly built by Americans. The French started
yeah,
it.
but France financed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, going through the cut and so that's
Right.
all, that's where the trouble was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So you make it through. You get out. You get on the Tennessee. What kind of duties did you have on the Tennessee when you got there?
Aboard, doing sea work, cleaning the decks and brass and stuff.
Okay. So you were just cleaning decks and painting things and just regular seaman duty.
That's seaman duty, yeah.
All right.
cleaning,
And then did you go out on long cruises in that time? Where did you go?
Oh, we went down to the Panama, across the equator,
Mm-hmm.
and 36 went across the equator.
And did they have a ceremony when you went across the equator?
Yeah, yeah, no shellback.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And what did they do with the new guys? Did they call you pollywogs if you hadn't been across?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And what did they do when you crossed the equator?
Beach rats. They built a tank and they dumped, everybody was tipped over backwards from the poop deck
Mm-hmm.
to the quarter deck in a water tank, about maybe 2 feet deep,
Mm-hmm.
all day long.
All right.
Everybody on the ship got it too, the guys that weren't shellbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't hide, a couple of guys hid in the foremast, you got caught and it needs you a lot better.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, were most of the crew new, or had most of them been there?
Then they were increasing them because of Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
We got quite a few new men all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I knew something happened because of what happened in '39 in Europe.
Mm-hmm. But that comes a little later, because you're only in 36 at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Now, did they give you a certificate or something
I got
that,
my scrapbook.
that proved you were a shellback, so you didn't have to do that again?
Oh no.
All right. Now, where did you sail to? Where were you going? What ports did you
Oh,
visit?
we're going from Long Beach
Mm-hmm.
to San Francisco. No, New York
Mm-hmm.
through the canal.
Okay.
Yeah, we went around through the canal again, back again, then out to San. It goes out to Seattle, Bremerton, Washington for overhaul.
Okay.
Shipyard.
All right. Now, while the ship is being overhauled, what did you do?
So there we are, damn seaman did
Oh.
aboard ship, cleaning up the mess.
You're still there working. Okay. Did you get any time off on shore? I mean, did you get shore leave at all?
Oh, anytime, anytime after 4 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
in the afternoon.
Okay.
Should say 1600.
All right. And what kinds of things would the crew do when they got off ship?
Just go ashore, go to the movie, go have a couple of beers. If you knew somebody, go somewhere and visit somebody on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, did you sail out? Did you sail out to Pearl Harbor then at some point?
In 1930, 35.
Okay.
No,
Or
30, 35.
okay.
36. And I know I was there for Easter,
Mm-hmm.
35 or 36.
Okay. Now, what kind of place was Pearl Harbor or Hawaii before the war? What impression did you have of it?
Beauty,
Mm-hmm.
place with ability. But,
Now, was it a very busy place then? Were there?
Pearl Harbor was a good bit. Oh yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Well, yes, I got there in the pen. It was all political.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I still think Pearl Harbor. When we got out of Pearl Harbor from Long Beach,
Mm-hmm.
the fleet was divided up into thirds. One third was back to, in harbor, in refurbished. One third was back in the States for R&R. One third was out to sea patrol between Honolulu and Japan, Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Or Japan.
Or at least to the Philippines, anyway.
Huh?
Or at least to the Philippines at that
Not
point.
Philly, no. The Japs are coming from Japan.
Right.
Like a path, right, from Tokyo to Pearl Harbor. And we patrolled between that pass all month long. Come back into Pearl Harbor, got refurbished. The third, then went back to the States.
Mm-hmm.
That was like on for over a year. And that one Pearl Harbor, December 7th, the whole fleet was in Pearl Harbor. I just been discharged then.
Mm-hmm.
The whole fleet was in Pearl Harbor. All the aircraft carriers, all the battleships, all the heavy cruisers were all in Pearl Harbor. Something had been done the whole year. I told the fellow at the bottom, something wrong somewhere, because the two Japanese envoys were in Washington with Roosevelt, Dickard.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Washington, while the damn Japs were coming down from Tokyo to Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday morning is the best place in the world, time in the world, to hit the United States Navy.
Mm-hmm.
You had breakfast, you're laying on the deck, son, some are going to church, and so on. This one Sunday, the whole damn fleet was there. The Arizona was here, we were here, the California was here, the Colorado, all here.
Mm-hmm.
We were tied up what they call keys. The Arizona was a couple hundred yards ahead of Tennessee and Pennsylvania. Next to the Keys, next to were California and Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I just had met my wife. Bloody her folks on Sunday. A friend of mine took me out because I didn't have a car yet.
Okay. Now, when was this?
December 1941.
Okay, so right when you were just out of the Navy at that point. Okay.
Yeah, I got up in July, I was going to call back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there in the living room, in the living room, my future wife from friends that brought me up with me.
Mm-hmm.
I come over there and I said, "Oh, be a son of a bitch." My wife was out in the kitchen with her mother getting dinner.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? She's from way out in the kitchen from the living room. And I told her. Yep.
Started up a war for
And
you.
I told the fellow aboard my ship, something's coming somewhere.
All right. Let's go back to that time when you're serving on the Tennessee. Did you stop at any of the other islands or places in Asia or Pacific?
I didn't go. No.
Okay. Now, so you were just as far out as Hawaii and back again. So you didn't go any farther off to the west than that. Okay.
Korea.
Hmm?
Korea.
Okay.
That's like to me it's a island.
Okay, but that was later, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. What we're doing is we're kind of following your story, and so we're talking about the time you were on the Tennessee before the war first.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when we got to kind of 1939 and 40 and early 41, so the last part of your first tour, were there things that were changing in the Navy? Because they were getting ready for a war?
I got back home first time. When I went back, I didn't know I was in Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the camouflage was gone. Everything was camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
What I seen was oil tank before, were now painted camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
I was going in the harbor, I went, where the hell did oil tanks are?
Mm-hmm.
Nasty. Oh, they're all camouflage. You couldn't see them.
Okay. So, now, in general, what was life like on a battleship at that point in time?
There's a small growing city.
Mm-hmm.
You got everything aboard. You got barber shops. You got coat stands like that. You had like candy bars and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Movies. Yep.
Okay.
You could live aboard it.
Right.
We could stay at the sea for 90 days. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So we were about 1,500 people at that time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Pretty sized crew.
All right. Now, why did you leave the Navy in 1941?
To take care of my mother.
Okay. Was she not well, or?
Yeah, she works at Anchor Hospital.
Okay. So you, otherwise would you?
She fell one winter,
Mm-hmm.
so I told him to take care of her.
Okay. Now, if it hadn't been for that, would you have just stayed in the Navy?
I was thinking about it pretty strongly.
Mhm.
I only had 7 years to go,
Right.
and I could put up with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can buy the first 4 years, you can get by. You can make it as tough as on yourself as you want. No matter how big you think you are, there's always somebody bigger than you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So you think you're done, and then Pearl Harbor happens. How long after Pearl Harbor was it when you got your draft notice? You think it was early 42, or
Oh, 41.
even still in 41?
Oh, no, early 42.
Early 42.
Yeah, it happened in 41.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor.
Right.
Yep. I'd say maybe 6, 8 months.
Okay. And then once you're called back up again, where did you report to this time?
Great Lakes.
Okay, Great Lakes inside Chicago. Okay. And then how long did you stay there?
Great Lakes,
Mm-hmm.
about 2 weeks.
Okay.
That was in San Francisco. We were over to California, Port Wayne, California.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever heard of the place before.
Oh.
Even the guy, conductor of the train didn't know where the hell we were going.
So what was the name of the place?
Port, P-O-R-T-Hueneme, Port Wayne,
Okay.
up by San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then did you get training there, or were you just assigned to a ship?
I was sent there because of my seaman duty.
Mm-hmm.
I was a instructor on what they call an amphibious duck.
Mhm.
What it goes on. A great big motorized vehicle for landing troops on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
We used Army and Marines and stuff.
Right.
Lead on the beach. The duck was an amphibious.
Right. An amphibious truck. Yeah.
Went up on the beach.
Mm-hmm. And then what were you doing with those?
I was an instructor on them, taking the crews up and
Mhm.
landing them on the beach.
Okay. And then how long did you do that?
Oh, I'd say maybe 6, 8 months, something like that.
Okay.
Because then I was sent over to Tinian.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I went.
All right. Well, let's see. I think we landed on Tinian in 1944.
Yeah, I
All
say
right.
right after the Marines took it, I know
Right.
Tinian.
Okay. So probably then you were in California a little longer than 6 or 8 months.
Oh,
'Cause if
I see.
you're-
yeah.
If you go into the Navy in 42 and you
Yeah,
ship
yeah.
out in 44, okay. Well, did you like doing the training work, the work with the ducks?
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
there's something different.
And did you,
I was my own boss practically.
right. Would you rather have been on a fighting ship, or were you happy with what you were doing?
Now, that's hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Yep. No, you can't say that.
Right. Now, were you married at this time?
No,
Okay.
no, Korea I was married.
Okay. So you'd met the woman who was going to be your wife, but you weren't married yet.
We got married in 46.
Okay.
I met her in 41.
All right. Now, did you get any chance to go back home while you were based out in California, or did you stay out there the whole time?
No, I couldn't. No, I went out from there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I know. We weren't supposed to leave until March. This was in January.
Mm-hmm.
Got back to ship the next day. Hey, guess folks, we're on the way next week.
Mm-hmm.
My wife says, "You take your name, Jeff." And I never forgot that, because she planned on staying with me till March,
Mm-hmm.
at least 3 months.
Right.
I had my rent paid for 3 months. I went to the landlord to get my rent back. You paid it, you're all done. You've done that for 3 months. So I got 3 months for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, you take your name.
Oh well. All right. So now then, to get over to Tinian, how did they get you out there?
USS Seawolf. This is a Liberty ship anyway.
Mhm.
They built in San Francisco.
Right. Okay. And what was it like riding in a Liberty ship as opposed to a
Oh.
battleship?
We call it subdue. Over 200 feet.
Mm-hmm.
59 days we took going over.
Wow.
59 days going over to 14 coming back.
59 days. Why did it take so long to get over? Zigzagging?
kind of,
Okay, and were you sailing with a convoy at that time?
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you have any problems with Japanese submarines while you were out
No,
there?
not at all, no, none at all.
Mhm.
Nope.
All right.
Something unusual.
Okay. And then did you stop any place before you got to Tinian?
No, oh, on the way out, we was out in Pearl Harbor,
Okay.
got some more furs.
All right. Now, did Pearl Harbor look different this time than it did before?
Oh, yeah, yep, yep, quite well beat up. My old ship was hit, the Tennessee was
Yeah.
hit.
Because they had repaired the Tennessee at some point.
Yeah, they sent it back, the
Right.
States were repaired.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was, the Tennessee and West Virginia alongside each other.
Mhm. All right.
I don't know if you know those keys, they call them keys.
Mhm.
Stern and forward and stern and tight.
Right.
And we were on the inside and the West Virginia on the outside. Then the Colorado and California.
Right. Okay. So, did you stay very long in Pearl Harbor on the way out to Tinian, or
No, just about 2 days. Just
okay.
give it some furniture.
All right. Then you got out to Tinian, and then what did that place look like?
Yeah, it looked like the Marines had left that place on it. They had tanks to land along the beach.
Mm-hmm.
You guys burned off with it. Your jet burned off inside that down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. And then what were you doing there? What was your job on Tinian?
We were building a 1,000-bed hospital.
All right.
Because of the casualties out Iwo Jima and those places like that,
Mm-hmm.
we had a 1,000-bed hospital before they got back to Pearl Harbor. That
All right.
was, yeah, that was just about it.
Okay. And what kind of work were you doing?
I had the charge of seaman guard and full laundry.
Okay.
I had 12 guys working for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one morning when we found out that Roosevelt was dead,
Mm-hmm.
I went down and saw what crew working on it. Hooray, the son of a... I said, what do you say? I said, damn, Roosevelt died last night. What do you mean? So, we always said, as long as Roosevelt was alive, the war would go on.
Mm-hmm.
Because 2 Japanese envoys were still in Washington decorating comments about peace. And all the time, the Japanese aircraft were right down that channel. Sunday morning, December 7th, the whole fleet was in Pearl Harbor. All the carriers.
Carriers were not in Pearl Harbor.
Huh?
Carriers weren't.
No, at Pearl Harbor. Oh yeah.
They were based at Pearl Harbor, but they weren't there.
Yeah, it was off of Halula, on the Pacific,
Mm-hmm.
going into the canal. Yeah, they were there with the heavy cruisers and the wagons were in Pearl Harbor. Yep.
I think the modern ships were mostly somewhere else.
There's the whole, I know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah, but the older ships, especially the old battleships, were
Yep.
all lined up.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and they had one of the things they had done while they were negotiating with the Japanese to kind of try to intimidate the Japanese was to move more of the fleet from California out to Pearl.
Yep.
So that was going on with the idea that we'd scare them into behaving.
Yep.
Didn't work so well.
Yep.
All right.
The most opportune time is a Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 'Cause they
Guys
not
have
ready to
breakfast,
fight.
guys are going to church,
Mm-hmm.
there's the jet right down there.
Right. Okay. Now, what was life like for you on Tinian while you were building that hospital?
I never paid attention. Just another place we based.
Was it particularly hot or just?
Oh yeah, around 80 every day.
Mhm.
You got cool tonight though. You have a blanket.
Mm-hmm. All right. Were there any Japanese left on the
Oh
island?
yeah, a lot of them. They did a lot of dirty work, picking up garbage and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
So these were prisoners of war? Or?
One of our trucks goes on every day at the galley, and clean up the messes and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We taught the old truck driver, our drivers, but we called them the crew. It was a truck. We said total eat shit. What do you? God loves it. So every morning they come around pick up total eat shit.
Mm-hmm.
Told you it was a big shot military
Right.
guy.
Right.
And some of our officers didn't like that.
Okay. Well, what did these Japanese prisoners look like to you?
Just another damn old guy with dirty overalls on.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yep.
And About how long do you think you were there on Tinian?
Oh boy.
Well,
I know that's in September.
okay.
Because I'm back home in time for my birthday.
Okay. Were you still there were you still on Tinian when the war ended?
Yes, you were.
Okay. All right. And then
That's where the atomic bomb was dropped.
right.
Nobody knew nothing about that.
Mm-hmm.
Aliens come in one day, we go on the next.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, on the island, we had three quantities. One half of the bomb was here, one half was all assembled in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
This guy didn't know what this guy was doing.
Right.
They come down. Next morning, hey, the Jack bombed Pearl Harbor. No, not Pearl Harbor. We bombed
Hiroshima was first, yeah.
Nagasaki.
Hiroshima was first, and then Nagasaki.
Yeah. Vietnam. I said, the war's over with. That was on June the 5th. It was dropped.
Well, August 5th, yeah.
August,
Yeah.
yeah. Then that's when it started. Then 3 days later,
Yeah.
he was here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. And when you heard about the bomb being dropped, did you just assume that was going to end the war?
Yeah, we thought we pretty much made it. It was about 2 weeks or so after Nagasaki.
Mm-hmm.
It was done after Nagasaki.
Yeah.
And then the 12th of July, it was over. That's when the treaty was signed.
Mm-hmm.
Ceasefire was signed on the 5th. And the war ended with Japan's signature on I think it was the 12th.
All right. And then did you get to leave Tinian pretty quickly after that?
I did. I was one of the first, because of my time from 35 to 41, I got credit for
Right.
12 more months.
Mm-hmm.
So I was one of the first ones back.
All right. And then what kind of ship did you go back home on?
Another Liberty ship.
Mm-hmm. But it went a lot faster?
No, same speed, but we were in a straight line this
Mm-hmm.
thing. We could them every day that we got closer to the States.
Mm-hmm.
See the old man getting close to home, see his nose is getting redder.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, once you got back home, what did you do then?
When?
After World War II, in '45, when you got back to the
We went back
States?
to Charlotte on the Muskegon Heights.
Mm-hmm.
They had cranes and hoists.
Mm-hmm.
I went right back there. They kept my scenery and everything.
All right.
I left there making 57 cents an hour. Went back making $1.13.
Well, that's a little better anyway. All right. And then you got married then too, right?
46.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then were you still working there and doing that?
My
when
seniority went on a long time ago.
Mhm.
Yep. I left there making 57 cents an hour. Went back and making $1.13.
Right. And then did you stay there until you were,
40 years.
okay.
Yep. I just retired here. I'm starting my 32nd year next month.
Okay. But basically, so you were working there then when the Korean War started?
Yep.
All right. And did you get drafted into?
Yep.
Okay. Now, how did that happen? I mean, you would have had all of those points from all of that time in the service before.
Yep.
And they drafted you anyway.
Well, I tell them because Truman let me so well. He was
Mhm.
president then.
Right. And then when did they draft you? 1950 or?
In 1950, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
50 to 51.
All right.
From July to December 51.
Okay. Now, this time around, did you go to Great Lakes again first?
No.
Where'd you go?
Right aboard a ship again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went from San Francisco to Saipan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what ship were you on?
I wasn't then.
Okay.
Oh yes, the Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, USS Prairie,
Mm-hmm.
destroyer of the killer ship.
Okay. All right. And what kind of duties did you have on that ship?
Deck work.
Mm-hmm.
Deck hand. I didn't see either.
Okay.
I didn't was a figurehead.
But let's see. But you had left in 1945. You were bosun second class, right?
Right?
Bosun
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Second class.
All right. And then, were you at that rank then when you rejoined?
No. I made that over in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
I went from second class to first class
Right.
in Korea.
Right. But when you started, when you headed out for Korea, you were still second class.
Second class.
Okay. Now, at that rank, were you telling other people to do what to do, or did you have to do the work yourself?
I had guys working for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or women.
How many guys would you have working for you at
Oh
once?
man, maybe 18, 20.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, in 1950, was the Navy integrated yet? Were there any black sailors doing things
Oh.
besides cooking?
No, you got me. I don't know.
You.
It didn't ever faze me then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were men black in the crew, yeah,
Mhm.
in the service, yeah.
Right.
But aboard the ship, I don't know.
Okay.
Not that, no, it was none of my division.
Because it was.
Sometimes you don't associate much with other divisions aboard.
Mm-hmm.
Usually 6 months. It's like your own neighborhood.
Right. Okay. Now. And then where did your ship go? You said you sailed out to Saipan.
Sasebo, Japan.
Okay, but Sasebo, so it's a big naval base out there in
Yeah.
Japan.
Subrace.
Right.
Yep.
And then did you stay there?
Stay there all the time. Yep.
Okay. And then did you live on board the ship or did you live on shore?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That
Now-
was it. You gotta appreciate where you live at home.
Mhm.
Go over there and live.
Now, did you go on shore in Japan much?
Oh, yeah. That's where I got my lesson about Japan. How people live in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday morning, about 11 o'clock, went on shore, and church was just that now. I heard a lot of things about where the people in Japan live. Church is just letting out. Here comes this guy out of church, goes out alongside a tree, started taking a leak right there in the middle. Right, the people, congregation out of church.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, what the hell, a place to live. I went ashore, I had lunch somewhere. I was down the main drag, the end of the sidewalk, a step trench, in the road, water running down there. You gotta go in the pot, you drop your pants right there, go to the book, you got your girlfriend with you or not. No, that trench goes right out to the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Tokyo Bay is the filthiest place in the world. All sewage and stuff go out to sea. This guy, I walk along with this guy, I had to go to the pot, dropped his pants, took a duty right there, alongside the creek. Over the shop. So
All right.
what? People walking along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And did you do much exploring or tourism while you were there, anything like that, or you just went on shore? Okay.
They
See-
told us not to go wander around too much at the time.
Right. Did you get a chance to go to Tokyo?
No, Yokohama
Mm-hmm.
and Sasebo.
Mm-hmm.
And where we play, oh, Yokohama's where we play golf.
Mm-hmm.
And come along the fairway, I saw I had a caddy for 25 cents. You could get a
Mhm.
caddy. That's the farmers' waste from the cattle.
Mm-hmm.
They put that in their farms for
Right.
fertilizer.
Mm-hmm.
That's why dysentery was so high.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't eat potatoes, onions, or carrots grown on the ground because of dysentery.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have down the street trying to get a golf ball.
All right. Let's see. Did the men? Were there any men in your crew who kind of got themselves in trouble on shore? What kinds of things would
We
they
had a lot of
do?
guys by the visit lift their wives and kids
Mm-hmm.
for somebody. For $39, you could get baby. When you go on river, take all your homework,
Mm-hmm.
your beer and everything else for nothing. You get aboard a ship, you get undressed right away. By the time you go back to the ship, you got clean laundry. And they 9 times out of 10, they won't stay until curfew's over at 11 o'clock. So she's got a baby to take care of from
Mhm.
11 o'clock. Night after night, the wife's sitting back home waiting for allotments there.
All right.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, $39, say $40 to our money, was a lot of money that people will have.
mm-hmm. Okay. Now, so you didn't sail over to Korea at all. You just stayed in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you paying much attention to what was going on in the war, or are you just doing your job?
Nothing, just what I'm told to do.
Okay.
I learned that's the best way to keep your own nose clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Now.
We're all there because you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Not there because you want to.
Now, were most of the men you were working with, were they other World War II veterans, or were they mostly younger?
Boy, I never know. I never did pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
maybe it could be. But the two fellows from Muskegon with me were so too,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Then basically you go home end of 1951 because you sort of finish your tour and
Yeah, oh yeah.
you get rotated out?
Yep.
Okay.
I could have been promoted, but
Mm-hmm. Well, were they trying to get you to stay?
oh yeah, I promised advance and pay. I promised to be a chief.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't ever mean it to me.
Right.
My kid, I
Yeah.
had my son then, see.
Right.
He was going for it.
Yeah, you kind of had to get home. All right. Well, how did it feel to actually get the orders telling you to go home?
Oh, I didn't mind. Just another way past the day.
Mm-hmm.
At least I was going home.
Right.
My mother, wife.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how long did it take you to get home? Was it a quick trip?
3 days. Oh, I mean from Japan?
Yeah.
Oh man. I say another two weeks, 21
Mhm.
days. Yep.
And then back home from there.
It's just about the same distance from Tinian
Mm-hmm.
to Pearl Harbor as it was from Tinian to Hawaii.
Okay. And then once you finally get back home, then when did you get home? Was it
September 1945.
well, from Korea though?
No, yeah.
From Korea wouldn't be 45. Korea would be 51.
I meant 51, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
when I was home for good.
All right. You're home for good this time. So basically, you're just going to go back to work and go back to your family and
Yep,
That's
all I was good.
go on from there.
Gone ever since.
All right. Now, how do you think that all that time you spent in the Navy, how do you think that affected you? Or did you learn from the process?
I learned a lot. I learned, you think you got bad living here, go to some other country.
Mm-hmm.
Get one time. You live a lot different here than you do over there. A heck of a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And did you learn things about working with people or just getting along with them or that sort of stuff?
I learned that from 1935 on.
Mm-hmm.
I found out. You think you got it, man, join somebody else.
All right. Are there individual events or things that happened to you at one point or another in the Navy that kind of come back to you a lot or you still sort of remember?
I don't try it. Only what I brought up.
Mm-hmm. All right. Then I think we've pretty well covered things here.
See, a lot of times when somebody else was with me, like say you were on service, we could talk about it, but say my other friend, he couldn't talk, he was never in the service.
Mm-hmm.
They had a couple like that. And so I never bring nothing up. What I did then was my own business.
Mm-hmm. Well, part of what we do with this whole project is we try to kind of communicate a little
Yeah,
bit
I
with
know.
people
But
what
I
it
don't
was
know.
like to be there.
I don't rub it in on anybody.
Okay.
What you did, it's your time was doing. Yep.
All right.
If I could have done it, I'd done the same thing.
All right then. In that case, thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
So if you don't mind, I don't care.
All right.
I like talking to people.
There we go.
I